Oh, good afternoon. November the 16th. Another storm warning, wind warning in effect for the island. So everybody is sort of getting ready for that. Trust everybody's fine, everybody's well. Today I have several links in the description end, and I'll just sort of go over them briefly just to give you just a bit of an intro. And each one of these are really, I think, intriguing and important. And it's this kind of stuff you don't normally see. You're not going to see it on BBC, on CTV, on CBC, on CNN, NBC, all the mainstream media. You're not going to see this in the mainstream newspapers as well. It's intriguing. Sometimes you got to look on the other side of the coin to see what the hell's going on. Well, it starts off with Martin Armstrong, and it's not a video, it's just basically a brief premise. He's economic advisor to a lot of countries, world leaders, influential people. And what to do now. A lot of people are writing to him and emailing him, asking what the hell do we do with our money. So it's really an interesting bit of info. We then have what I call Jabé. Trudeau, Princess Anne, Johnson, and Macron. Now this is an older video. It's about 10 months old, maybe a bit older. It's from September last year. So I guess it's over a year. And we get Jabé from Justin, Anne, Boris, and Emmanuel. And it's interesting. Just watch this. You may have seen it, but watch it again. These are the people who want to are all getting into the Great Reset, along with some other clowns in some other countries. But as you watch these people chatting, they don't realize there's a mic on. And it reminds me of, the clique when you were in school, the people who thought they were a little bit better than everybody else, the bullies and the prima donnas. Watch this and see if these are the people who are trying to lead us into wherever. It just shows. They're still stuck in that. Little high school thing, and I think it reflects some character and integrity as well. Maybe they're having a bit of fun. They're just sort of playing around. I know people like this. I don't have coffee with these kind of people. So then the next one, it goes, remember Jabé. I have a description of Jabé in there. It's from a modern dictionary. Trudeau, the next one is Trudeau has sort of really joined this conspiracy. Now there's a couple with Trudeau where he is saying we're going to build back better. And of course that's craziness. We'll follow that with a fellow from London who is giving you the British perspective of the reset. He's catching in on the same idea. All of these leaders, whether it's Britain, whether it's Ireland, whether it's Germany, whether it's France, whether it's New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and of course Joe Biden and his followers are all in on this damn thing. You wonder why the Democratic mayors and governors let people destroy their cities, destroy economies. Well, that's part of this whole thing, to destroy economies, to make everybody flat-ass broke, so we'll be pleading for a government handout. It's interesting. And then I have another link. It's an article from a doctor talking about the reset. And I think there are still people that I know who just don't believe this is happening, think it's all tin hat stuff. So this one is for people who are too stubborn to take a look and see what the hell's going on, or too stupid And if that's you there, well, you should take a look at this, because this is happening now. So it's a reset for the people too stubborn or too stupid to see what's going on. Another link we have is on Biden's cancer charity. You know, we think this guy is, well, most of us know that he, and most Democrats, I know a lot of Democrats, they're not a fan of this sort of crap either. I mean, some of them have voted for Trump, believe it or not. And Biden's cancer charity, yeah, I think you'll find that intriguing. How much money it has raised, and how much money it has given to cancer research, and how much has gone into salaries and expenses. I think you'll find that interesting. Then, of course, a couple more are releasing the Kraken. That's some of the lawyers who are working with Trump into this voter fraud. And we have an article in Canada about Dominion. And examples of where these systems have been used, and all of a sudden at nighttime the voting stops, and then 2 hours later it starts up, and the dramatic difference in the voting. And Canadians haven't paid any attention to this either. And because most Canadians didn't know about it. The CBC and CTV certainly aren't talking about this. So I think you'll find that one really interesting. And the next one we have is George Gammon. And I find this interesting because George is back from a trip to Vegas, and he's explaining how frustrated he is with the stupid, some of the stupid regulations that are implemented. And I'll let him explain that. And he also answers some people's financial questions. He sort of, every Sunday has a Q&A sort of thing. The next one is Project Wide Awake. It's about the Canadian RCMP, and there's two links to this. There's two on this. The RCMP surveillance of Canadians. Now, I imagine most Canadians don't have a clue. This is interesting. And when you look at what Trudeau is planning to build back better, you realize he hasn't had a budget in how many months? 18 months? He's due on, he's our illustrious leader. I've got to be careful what I say because there's no privacy now, right? And then so if we finish off with a couple links that are interesting. The second last one shows the difference between the people rallying for Trump. This is in a march in Washington, and then the assholes who are on the other side. And you got to realize this isn't all Democrats aren't like these assholes. But these are the people who burn and loot and the thugs. It's interesting to watch. And it's beautiful to watch, to see what the Trump supporters are doing. I mean, there's no violence and no chaos. They're there on a real purpose. And we know what these other clowns are up to. And then there's even a Canadian rally. And it's out of Vancouver. And these are, it's in the Chinese community, Chinese rallying for Trump. And some people from other communist countries who came to Canada to get away from that. I think you'll find that intriguing. People who have experienced the socialism, communism, just aren't impressed with it. That's why they're here. And of course, it's unfortunate they don't realize that our so-called leader is trying to take us that way. And our finance minister, who hasn't issued a budget, is trying to take us that way. These two students of Soros, it's just really sickening, really. I suppose the crazier thing is that most Canadians don't realize it. And if they do see it happening, they don't want to believe it. Because that can't happen here. But I found that interesting. And interesting, the guy with the glasses, the guy who is really vocal on this video, when he is in town, he used to stop in and we'd have a coffee together. Yeah, he's an architect and just an intelligent man. And I found it was interesting to see him there. I can recognize his voice even through the mask and whatever. So anyway, that's about it for today. I can't. What can I say? I could go through all of these and have a 4-hour video. Nobody wants to do that. But if you take a look at these, you don't have to do them all at once. But just take a look at these, and we're not in pretty times right now. And it's the more people, the more that people refuse to look, or the people just want to listen to mainstream media and make up their minds from that. I mean, we're just sort of at the edge of this cliff, folks, and it's not just me saying that; it's worldwide. And the leaders I spoke about, or the so-called leaders, are all gearing up to take us that way. And they're the type of the character people, as you can see from the Jabé clip. So check that out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.